Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah and day 7 of the Easter Craft Countdown, where I'm sharing a brand new Easter themed Cricut project every day for 10 days. Today's project is the super cute Easter egg hunt shadow box design. It's really nice to make, it's got loads of layers in it, and it's perfect for Easter. Let's see how to get the free SVG and how to put together the shadow box. Let's get started. If you haven't already registered your free ticket for the Easter Craft Countdown, go to craftwithsarah.com/Easter to do so. Click any of the sign up buttons on the page and enter your name and email to register. Once registered, check your inbox for an email from me with subject line Easter Craft Countdown ticket information, or any of the other emails from me that you've been sent throughout the countdown. Can't find them? Check your junk or spam box to see if they've gone there by mistake. These emails contain the link to view the countdown projects and download today's files. Scroll down the page to find today's project. Click the button to start the files automatically downloading to your computer or mobile device. Each download is only available for free for 24 hours after it goes live. If you've missed some, check out craftwithsarah.com/Easter bundle to purchase immediate and ongoing access to all of the files from the Easter Craft Countdown. Each file will also be available to purchase individually from my SVG shop once the free version has expired. All downloads come in zip folders. You need to unzip them before you can upload the files into Cricut Design Space. Once you've downloaded and unzipped the folder, it's time to get the SVG file into Cricut Design Space. Open up Design Space and start a new project, and then get into Upload over on the left, and then Upload Image. You can then either click Browse to find the files on your computer, or drag and drop them in. Make sure you choose the unzipped version of the folder, and then the file to select is the one which starts SVG in the file name. Click and drag that in, and then it should look like this with all of the layers one on top of the other. If yours looks different and you see the layers next to each other instead, that means you've accidentally uploaded the wrong file type. So if that's the case, click Cancel down on the bottom and try again, and make sure you choose the one which starts SVG. Press Upload, and then when the design's in your recent uploads, click it again, and then press Add to Canvas. You can see all of the layers of this down on the right hand side. And the next thing we need to do is to resize this to fit into the frame, which means we need to measure the frame. We need to measure the shadow box to know how big to make the design in Cricut Design Space. I like to do this by taking off the back and then taking out the spacer that goes inside to measure this. Even though it's stuck. Oh no, look, my frame's broken. Just got a little bit of chip of wood off there, but never mind, it'll still work just fine. So you can either measure the back of the frame or the spacer. If you're doing the spacer, go all the way from one edge to the other and use the bottom to line up your ruler to make sure it's straight. Mine is 6.5 inches, so that's the size to make the design in Cricut Design Space. My frame was 6.5 inches, so I can click on my design and type 6.5 into the width and hit enter, and then the height should change in proportion. If yours doesn't, then you can just type it in there and it should change so that then your width and your height are exactly the same to make a perfect square. I actually don't need to do anything else with this, it's all ready to cut out. So let's press Make It over here to separate out all the colours. You can change the paper size in here. I like to use A4 paper because I'm in the UK and that's what we can get most easily. You can drag and drop shapes around on the mat. So I'm going to put those bunnies inside the egg shape because all I actually need is the frame bit of this. So all of that middle bit would go to waste. So I might as well cut the bunnies from there, and then I'll have this piece of my card left to use on a different project and a different day. It's also showing this as the same colour, and I'm wondering if I can fit that on the same card. Let's click the dots and go Move Object, choose the same colour, and then confirm. And it's going to be just too big, look. Just too big. Will it fit in the gap? Oh, amazing, look at that. Oh, this is going to use up my cardstock brilliantly. All right, so I managed to get away with that because this egg shape is smaller than the gap in that one. So I can put it in the middle and it's just going to cut it all out for me. Excellent. One thing you need to make sure is that when you're moving things about, you don't overlap any of the cut lines. So this wouldn't work with the bunny up here because it's overlapping the other shapes. So it's all going to cut out of the same bit of card and all fall apart into a great big mess. So if you are moving things about, just make sure everything's got a nice amount of space around it. I'm going to work my way through all of my other colours to change the size and move things about. And then when I'm happy, I'll press continue to connect to my Cricut machine. Go ahead, get everything cut out from cardstock, and then I'll show you how to stick it all together. Here are all of my layers cut out, and I've laid them roughly in place to check that I'm happy with the colours. And now I can start sticking it together. And we're going to start from the bottom and work our way upwards. So I'm going to move these apart until I've just got this layer. Now, this bit I'm actually re-recording. I've already done this, but I added all my foam to the wrong side of the cardstock. So this is the side you'll actually see. This is what I put all my foam on, which is why it's now a little bit bedraggled in places where I took the foam off and put it back on the underside, which is where it should have been to begin with. So what you should do is turn your piece upside down and add foam squares to the back. Make sure you add some in these middle sections as well as around the edge so that it's got a nice stable backing to it and it's going to be nice and level. And then line it up along one side and gently drop it down. And then when you're happy with the positioning, push down to seal. I'm hoping that all of these little ripped bits from where I moved the foam won't show through the hole. So we shall see, we shall see. This layer's got a couple of teeny tiny bits on that I don't want to lose, so I'm just going to put them there. And then the next layer is this one, and actually look, I've got away with it. All of my ripped bits are going to be covered up. So this time I'm definitely going to turn it upside down to add my foam. Okay, let's line this one up too. And push down to seal when you're happy with how it's looking. I'm going to glue on the little egg and then I think I'll foam the bunny because that would be nice to look like he's jumping over the rays of sunshine. So this teeny tiny little egg glued on. And then I'm going to bring in my smaller foam squares to do the bunny with and cheat a bit and put the foam straight on there. There we go. I think I might have him going under the tree, like he's leaping behind it. There we are. Next, we've got the next layer of grass, which again will be a foam square layer. I'm going to use my smaller foam bits now because we're ending up with some smaller pieces in there. See what I mean about needing more when it's small? And I'm going to be a little bit brave and cut these in half to make really, really small foam squares. And put some of these in the stalks of the trees. You don't have to do this. They should stand up okay without it. But I'm just playing it extra, extra safe with a few little bits of foam in there. Right, let's bring this back in. Line up. And push down. Got a little bunny poking out here. I'm not quite sure where that was. There, I think, but I would just double check with the next layer. Yeah, that looks right to me. Glue him into place. You could also check it if you're not sure by looking at the project in Cricut Design Space. Poking out there. And then the next one, again, will be foam. Most of these are, to be fair, apart from the top white layer, because I want this to have loads of depth in it. Pull my sleeve up, it's annoying me. Keep sticking to the foam squares. Crafting in winter, has its challenges. I am going to cut some smaller bits to go inside that big egg tree, and also in the bunny ears too. Want to make sure they're nice and 3D along with the rest of the layer. Actually, I've already got some still cut. Amazing. 3 little pieces there. And I need 3. So, perfect. Right, peel off time. My least favourite time. Line this one up. And push down to seal. Right. Next one. Oh no, actually first, got these 2 little egg bits to do. I'm going to glue these. So one there and one there. Almost missed them. They are very small. There. Okay. Now on to the next one, which is this one. This is going to need lots of teeny tiny bits of foam. Well, probably 3. 3 again. I made that sound far more dramatic than it will end up being. And put the teeny tiny pieces, which are now all stuck to my fingers, in the bunny ears and around the edge. If it'll fit. Just about. I'm just going to check. I can't see it, which I can't, so that's all good. You don't want to be able to see any of the foam from the other side, so if it is too difficult to cut it small enough to go in those little thin lines, then just don't worry about it. Because it's better to have it maybe not as stable and still not be able to see any foam than to get those ugly white pieces poking through. There. Push down. Now we've only got 2 left, starting with the light blue. Bet you'll never guess what this one is. A foam layer. There we are, last one to be done with foam. Get that stuck. I love all the depth in this though. It's really thick, but it looks beautiful. And then finally we've got the just border to go on top, and then one that goes in the middle with that bunny rabbit. And these are both glue layers, thankfully. Because I would not fancy getting my foam squares around these edges. Be careful I don't drop this and get glue everywhere it's not supposed to be. Yeah, that actually went okay. And finally, this little middle bit, which again I'm going to glue. Gently. Does it? Not pushing down too hard because I don't want the glue to smush out the sides. But there, that's my little bunnies frolicking in the meadow, all finished and ready to go in the frame. Grab my frame back. And if you were doing this, you'd put the glass in first, but I'm not going to do that because otherwise you'll just see the glare of my camera lights in there. So I'll just drop that in. Getting caught on some of those. There we are. And then put the frame backing in. And then that's sitting a little bit too far forward at the moment. I'm going to pull that little broken bit off. So I think what I'm going to do is add a few strips of fun foam in there to kind of bring it further to the back. This is one of my favourite little tricks, and it's just to add some strips of fun foam, funky foam, in the back. And all it's going to do is make it so that my frame, my back of my frame, will sit a little bit further back, so it's going to line up better under the tabs. Oh, that's still too big. They don't need to be neat, but they do need to fit. Put that on there. Now it's going to be sitting on those strips. Go in, go in, go in, go in. Means it's going to close up in the right place now. There, perfect. Turn it round. One of my little tabs just fell off the frame. And here is my layered bunnies in the meadow, all finished. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make this layered shadow box for Easter. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more Cricut crafts and free SVGs. Thank you for watching. Bye!